Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I am here today with our experimental bins for our week 7, I believe, update. So I have our blended scrap bin and I thought we would dive right in. So everything kind of looks the same as last week on the top here. You can see some worms in the burlap here. And if you remember last week we fed some carrot scraps. So this bin was the blended chopped up carrots and the other one was our whole carrots. And I'm not seeing any carrots on this side. So let's look on the other side here. Again, there's worms in the burlap. Oh, okay, here's some worms. Still looking like they're doing really well. I see a little piece of what was our avocado, looks like. But I'm not seeing any carrots, so I'm thinking that they must have gone through that already, which is awesome. And I had seen some mites and I believe potworms the last time, and I'm not seeing them. So that's great. I think the added layer of shredded cardboard was helpful. So this is decomposing a lot quicker now, which is encouraging. So let's take a peek into the whole scrap bin, and maybe we will give them a feeding. So let me hop over there and we will take a look. Okay guys, so here's our whole scrap bin. And again, pretty much looks fine. I'm not seeing any mites running around the edges or anything. So let's dive in and take a peek. There's a worm there. Oh, there's a piece of carrot, but they're getting at it, which is good. Let's see if we see any more carrots, because I want to say there was about 5 or 6 carrots in here. There's really not a whole lot of worms over here. I wonder if they're still on the other side where the avocado is. So let's take a peek over here. Yeah, there's some of our avocado shells over here. And looks like there's still some worms hanging out over here. Just good. So let's see what these avocado shells look like. Oh, I believe that is a potworm there, and there's, I'm trying to get this focus, a couple of mites running around. That's okay. And the potworms were really a concern for me initially, but from what I understand and asking around on some of my Facebook forums, they thrive in acidic conditions, and when you have a lot of food scraps in comparison to your worms, things can get a little acidic because it takes a little bit more time for certain things to break down. So as long as I'm not seeing a whole ton of them, I'm really not too worried about it. But I do think I'm going to put a little food in here today. I have a good amount of, I believe it's some kale that had gone bad. So I think we will throw some of that in here. So let me go get that together and we will add it to our bins. Okay guys, so I got this spinach and spring mix out of my refrigerator that had gotten a little slimy and gross. So I blended some, I put some whole in this container here, so I'll show you, we'll weigh it out. 1.5 of the finely chopped and just about 1.5, 1.4. Let me see, I might have another piece here. I feel like that's pretty darn close, but there we go, 1.5. So let's just verify that. 1.5, and just gonna have to pull a little out of here, I think. Let's see, 1.4 and 1.4. There we go. So we're even. So let's go put it in the bins. Okay, so here's our whole scrap bin. And I'm gonna grab our, I should have pulled this over, grab our whole pieces of spinach and spring mix. And this still has a little avocado over here, so I'm gonna put that right over here. One more piece in here, let me grab it out. There we go. So it's the 1.5 here. And I'm just going to cover this up real well. And I'm still seeing a lot of the eggshell and oyster shell, so I'm not going to add anything for grit right now. I think it's probably fine. Just want to tuck this under so we don't get bugs. So that's going to be it for the whole scrap bin, and let's quickly add to our blended scraps. Okay, so here's our blended scrap bin, and if you recall, there really wasn't much food left at all. So I'm just going to feed this side, just like I did the other one. I've got a few of these little pieces out of the bottom. And you can tell, like, the blender doesn't do an exceptional job with greens like this, but it's definitely chopped up, and I think the fact that the cell walls and all were broken down, it's going to release water a little bit quicker and probably get a little bit more like microbial activity pretty quickly on it. So we will peek in on this again probably the end of this week or early next week. I was late with this update. Life got in the way. I'm sorry for that. But I will be back with you guys in a couple of days and give you guys the update on this, and maybe we will feed again. So feel free to like this video, comment if you have any questions or suggestions, and I will update you guys soon. Have a great night.